Hello everyone and welcome back to another reading vlog. I thought it would be a fun idea to read the longest and shortest book on my physical TBR because I need to get it down. It is the best way to do that, and I thought there's definitely longer books I've been putting off recently, so I thought if I can get it into a vlog it might motivate me to read the slightly longer books on my TBR. So I'm going to go over to Goodreads right now, I'm currently on it, and filter by the amount of pages what my longest and shortest books are. So I have done that, and I am going to cheat the system a little bit, and I am going to be honest with you. The longest book on my physical TBR right now is Kingdom of Ash, which is the last book in the Throne of Glass series. But I obviously can't read that until I read the rest of them, and I've only just started the series. I'm on the first one, so I'm obviously not going to be able to read that. We also have Redeeming Six, which is the second longest, but as I say, I'm not up to that part in the series yet. I'm currently on Saving Six, so I can't really read that one as well. I also have House of Sky and Breath and House of Earth and Blood, but again, don't want to be starting a new Sarah J Maas series while I'm in the middle of Throne of Glass. So I am cheating the system, and I'm going to be honest with you. Which means the longest book currently that I can read on my physical TBR is Pucking Around by Emily Rath, which sits at a whopping 756 pages. So this book here will be our first book for today's video. She is thick, I will be honest. It is a very, very long book, but she is floppy, so she gets away with it. But I will say, I did post that I was planning on reading this soon anyway, because I have been excited to read it for a long time, and I got various comments saying you should read the novella first, like you should. And I didn't even know there was a novella that came first. So last night I actually went in to Kindle Unlimited and did read the, I think it was like a 60-page novella, and it's really made me excited for the story. It sort of sets up one of the guys or something like that. I don't actually know who this guy is, because the whole idea of the novella was that it's two people getting together for one night and they don't know who each other are. And it set this one up because this one has 3 guys in it. It's like a why choose hockey romance. There's like multiple guys. There's a black cat, golden retriever. It just seems like pure chaos. And this book was sent to me by Kylie, and she literally said, "This one was a wild ride. Haha, hope you enjoy." I mean, I'm sold. I am absolutely sold. So I am going to read this one hopefully this week. As I said, it's quite a long one, so I'm not sure how long it's going to take me. But today, me, Riley and his family are heading to Hastings because we've actually got some family over there, which means that I have like over an hour car ride. So I'm hoping to make quite a bit of a dent into this. So I will be reading it along the way, and then hopefully on the way back as well. But yeah, I just thought I'd quickly intro this video and tell you that this is our first read. Hello guys, so I have literally just turned up at work, which is why I'm in the car. But I have a little reading update. So it's actually been like 2 or 3 weeks now since I started this video, and I'm literally only on page 177. I have sort of taken this book on a back burner, put it down, read other things, and now I'm ready to pick it back up. I did manage to read and listen hybridly around 30 pages this morning, so I was on page 140 something. Now I'm on page 177, so around 30 pages. I will say I am enjoying this book so far. I really enjoyed the novella, as I said earlier on in this video, and I just feel like that was the perfect setup for my friends like over there, and I'm trying to make her not look at me while I vlog. So the novella was literally the perfect setup for this book because you managed to get a little bit of insight, and it sets up the book perfectly. I think, imagine if this book was like another 60 pages longer. It would have been fine because it's long anyway, but the novella just added that little bit for it. So I highly do recommend, and if you've read this book and you haven't read the novella, I would highly recommend going back because I feel like it does actually add to the story. I feel like sometimes with novellas it can be a little bit funny where they're just kind of something thrown in there just to add a little bit of like, you know, whatever. I've literally just got to the point, and I don't want to talk about this like too much because I don't really care, where they've taken part in an act, and I'm sure you can guess by how I'm saying it what I'm talking about, with more than one person, which is essentially what this book is literally about. And that, for the first time, was very strange because I was listening to it in the car. That was a little bit odd. I'm not really a smut girl anyway. I'm going to be for real. Don't really like it. Don't really care. If a book has no smut, I don't really care. So I'm not opposed to it, but I'm also not going to seek it out. Like, I'm not going to read a book purely just for the smut. Even though I do know this is very smut based, I'm not going to sit there and say I'm not going to enjoy this because it's got smut in it. That's not me. Like, I will still very much enjoy a book with smut in it. It's just not that bit that I enjoy, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm just waffling, yapping away at you. It is 7:30 in the morning. But yeah, that is my update. I haven't really got too much else to say because obviously I've just been slowly reading it, and I've only really just started reading it again as of like yesterday and this morning. So I will read a little bit more. This is like my main priority. I'm also filming another reading vlog at the same time as this, where I like realistically read for a week. But yeah, I'm gonna head into work. I'm gonna be late. So I will see you when I see you, but that, I just thought I'd say, is my little update. Guys, we're going to see Wicked!
Yeah.
Yeah! I just didn't even ask your permission if you wanted to be in this. I literally was just like, we're on camera now. Are you reading?
No.
Not at the moment, but we're getting there, guys. So I have literally just sat and binged the rest of this book. I've been slowly reading it since like early November time, and I thought it was about time that I literally just sit and finish it. I partly read it as an audiobook and I partly actually physically read it as well, and I've been sat here for a good hour or so just trying to comprehend what I want to say about this book, because it was a wild ride, to say the least. I was literally just scrolling on Goodreads to see other people's reviews, just to see what other people had to say about it, and there was one review that really stuck out to me because it put into words exactly what I was feeling. First of all, it rated the book a 3-star, and I think that's like where I'm gonna stand. A 3-star is probably a solid rating from me, and it said, I have a love-hate relationship with this book because when it's good, and when it's bad, it's really bad. And I fully agree. The first like 100 and something pages, I was absolutely eating this book up. It wasn't too smut-worthy. It literally was a great build-up to this Why Choose romance. It was set up very well by the prequel novella, as I've said in this video so many times. I really enjoyed the novella. It was like the perfect setup. And then obviously we got to know the second guy and then the third guy, which I really enjoyed. And the actual building of those relationships I did enjoy, getting to know the different men and getting to know everything like that. I don't really know what cringed me out. I don't know, I just found it very cringe at times, which is okay because not every book is for everyone. But I don't know, I just didn't overly love this book. Also, again, I'm not very heavy on smut. Like, it's not my favourite thing. I don't seek it out in books. If it so happens to be in a book, that's great, I'll sit and read it, but it's not something that I'm like, oh, I must read that because it's smutty, because I just don't care enough about smut for that reason, if that makes sense. So other people like this because of that, whereas for me it's neither here nor there. So I think it just wasn't a factor that contributed to like a good rating, if that makes sense. I did find the smut scenes a little bit cringy at times, and also it's nearly 800 pages. Nothing needs to be that long, and as someone that doesn't love smut so much, half of the smut, if not more, could have been taken out of this book and it would have been at least like this much shorter, which would have been fine. And it's not because it's smut that I'm hating on it. I just think there's only so many times you can read smut and smut and smut and smut. Like, come on now. I've just read it. I don't need to be reading it again like 10 pages later. But for those of you that do really enjoy smut and seek out books for that, I think you will love this. The fact that we had different storylines between each of the guys, they all tended to have like their own character, their own personalities. One was more like grumpy, one was more happy, things like that. That was good. I felt like the characters had a little bit of depth to them, nothing too crazy, but like enough that you can see that they're like actual different people and they were really thought out, rather than the fact that they were just like the same bloke with different names, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like all the characters were good. Main character Rachel was a little bit annoying at times. I don't really agree with some of her choices at times, but I don't know. I just think this book was just not for me. Also, this sounds like I'm judging. I'm not judging in any way, shape or form, but the fact that I am so down bad for one guy, my fiance, you all know and love him by now. I'm so down bad for him that even the sheer thought of looking at another man that isn't Harry Styles or Lando Norris, because they're the exceptions, is crazy to me. I could never even imagine liking even one more guy, let alone 3. But then if we're thinking Riley, Harry Styles and Lando Norris in the same room, that is a different story, isn't it? Maybe I should have pictured that the whole time. He's gonna hate me for that. But all in all, I think this was a solid 3-star. Like, it wasn't a bad 3-star. I feel like 3-star is still a very good rating. It just wasn't my all-time favourite. I think when I was enjoying it, I enjoyed it. When I wasn't, and that's okay. Like, it was like a love-hate kind of thing. Or a love to like mildly dislike, because hate is a very strong word. But yeah, I don't know, I liked it. But I am very happy to be finished of this book now. Like, it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it when I was reading it, but I just feel like I've been reading it slowly forever, because I've been reading it, like, as I said, alongside other things as well. But it's done and I'm happy I read it, and yeah, it just didn't need to be that long. So as I was reading this, as I said, I literally just said I was reading it alongside other things. So I've actually already finished the next book for this video, because it was the shortest book on my physical TBR. So now I'm going to flash back to me reading that book, because I read it also in early November time, around the time that I started this. So you will see me flash back to reading the shortest book on my physical TBR. Hope you enjoy. Hey guys, so I have officially started The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I did start it on my Kindle, but it actually is part of my physical TBR, I do promise. It is in the back of Bad Blood, which is the 4th book in the Naturals series, and it's like a little mini novella, and I was really debating whether this would count as a book towards this video, because it is kind of a novella, but on Goodreads it's my shortest book, so that is obviously why I chose to like read this one. But yeah, it's alright so far. It is a little bit weird. It's set, I think, 5 years after when Bad Blood finishes, so it's a little bit of a time jump. The people that were like trainees in the actual Natural series are now like trainee agents as well, so they've sort of like gone up a rank as well, which is interesting to sort of like hear about. And I'm interested to see what the next case is going to be, if it's going to be like anything like the Naturals. I'm one of them people that I don't really like time jumps in things, because I like things how they are and I get used to things the way they are, but we will see. I'm going to carry on reading. It is a very, very short thing. I think, I don't even know how many pages it is, I haven't even looked, but hopefully I can get this done in like one go. We will see. We've actually got a couple of flashback chapters, which I love in books, which is good. It was unexpected. I didn't know like how it was going to be written and stuff, but this is fun. So this book basically starts off where the main characters from the Naturals program, like in the books, are basically catching up, because as I said, it was like a 5-year time jump, and then Cassie, who is the main character that we follow throughout the whole of the series, gets a call about a case, and they sort of have to like drop everything and run to go and sort this case out, because the case that they're doing literally flashes back to the first book and is like a full circle moment. So like where they started is where they're ending up now, and I think that's quite a nice way to do it. Like the fact that it's sort of like, I don't want to say nostalgic to them, because it's literally about a murder case, so it sounds a bit bad, but you know what I mean. Like, if you enjoyed the first book, it sort of brings you back to that, but them older with more experience as well, which is fun. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Can't say that it's anything great, like it's nothing too crazy, but as I said, it's very, very short, so we can't really get into a full story. Maybe this as an actual book would be good, but we will see how it goes. I haven't got too long left. We've also got some flashbacks of Cassie, our main character, and this is great because, as I said, I love a flashback. And if, I don't know what's a spoiler and what's not a spoiler, but something happens to Cassie when she's young that you don't really even resolve until 4 books into the series, which is a little bit frustrating. But the fact that you get even more information on that is great, by the way, because it's sort of, and Bad Blood sort of ends off like getting things sort of resolved, but it's even better to have like even more information, so that's cool as well. I have finished novella 12, which is great. I don't know how to feel, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I liked it, and I loved the fact that we got to see a little bit more insight into the characters. As I said, there was flashbacks, there was more information on cases that we've been learning about since the first book, and that was great, and I did enjoy that. However, I kind of do feel like it was a little bit unnecessary. I feel like it was just something else to just add to the series because everyone was loving the series, which is understandable. Like, I can understand from the author's point of view why she would want to do this and why she would want to add to the story, because Bad Blood does end well, but I can see why they wanted like a time jump kind of situation to see like where the characters that we've learnt to love progress into the future. And I liked, as I said, how it looped back to the first book and the case sort of like overlapped and stuff like that. That was great, that was fine, but I do kind of just feel like it was just, I don't want to use the word money grab because that sounds really like really mean, but I don't know, it just wasn't worth my time in my opinion. Like, I just don't actually really care. Like, I could have not read that tonight and it wouldn't have benefited my life and it wouldn't have changed my life in any way, which sounds really bad because I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I feel like she always is so good at keeping you on your toes, not knowing what's going to happen next. There was a big plot twist and stuff like that, but this one, it wasn't predictable, but I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it that much, and that's okay. As I said, it was nice to see the other characters again, but that is literally the only reason I enjoyed it. But that does conclude this reading vlog. It does conclude me reading the longest and shortest book on my physical TBR. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will hopefully see you in my next reading vlog. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all of that other fun YouTube stuff that you know how to do. And I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Love you, bye!